Hi guys, today we are doing a pork with, it's an Italian pork with sweet potatoes. So the first thing that I did was that I cut up my sweet potatoes. But I peeled them, okay? And I wanted to talk to you about that. So when you have the peelers, okay, you can always keep these sharp by using like a little small knife and just, or if you had a metal file, but I don't have a metal file, so I just use my knife. I take the thing off and I just scrape like that back and forth, and then I go in between the knife and I make sure, and that just kind of revives the potato peeler, and that works pretty well. It'll keep it for a long time for you. And then I always make sure that I wash my stuff by hand, not in the dishwasher, because dishwasher really dulls it and kind of overheats it and stuff. So, all right, so once I did the sweet potatoes, then I put them in the slow cooker. And so with that, I just simply cubed them up in like 1-inch cubes and put them in the bottom on that. Now, the other thing I did is I took my spices and herbs. And so in that case with the spices and herbs, just a second. Okay, just want to make sure that my camera was on there. Okay, so with my spices and my herbs, I'm using the grinder. Now, if you have one of these, you could do that for the fennel seed, but I find that it's just way faster just to put it in the grinder and run it through. So I used 1.5 teaspoons of granulated garlic. I used 1 teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of rosemary powder. And if you didn't have rosemary powder, then you could just put a few dry sprigs of rosemary. 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 1 teaspoon of the fennel seeds. Then your last thing was 1 teaspoon of oregano. Now that's what I'm doing for my pork rub. And I put it in the machine and I just grind it away. And then I took it out and I made sure that my pork was pretty clean, like I washed it off and dried it. And then I took my rub and I really massaged that all into the pork. And then I took 3 tablespoons of olive oil and I put it in the pan and I seared my pork. Now, after I sear my pork, then I'm going to take the pork out and I'm going to put that in on top of the sweet potatoes. Okay, then the other thing, and this gravy down here, what I like to do is I like to take the little wooden spoon and just kind of like get that gravy all up. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of chicken broth. I'm sorry, a cup of chicken broth, which is 1 cup of water with 1 teaspoon of the chicken broth. And then I'm going to add about half a cup, you don't even have to use a half a cup, you can use like a 1/4 cup of white wine. And I'm going to mix that all together. And I'm going to pour that on top of the pork and the sweet potatoes. And that's all I'm doing. And then at that point, I put my lid on, and I'm going to do this for about 4 hours. Well, the total time will be about 6 hours, but 4 hours, I will put it in here. And then after, like, say 4 hours, then I'll come back and check on it and flip it to see if it needs to be flipped. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be more like slicing style. It's not going to be like your pork shoulder where you can like shred it. It's not going to be like that. It would be, you would just want to leave it, slice it. But it still will be good. And so anyway, you will leave that for about 4 hours before you check it. So it's on now. And that's all we do. We'll come back and see how it looks. I am back now. So the crock pot's finished and it came out really nice. I had a little nibble and it was really good. Yes. So let me just show you the final picture of this. Hold on just a second. There you go. So I still have to pack it all away to take it over to my daughter's place. Anyway, but it came out great. It's probably could have used a little bit more salt, but that's okay. Anyway, but I just wanted to let you know that it turned out great and stuff. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Thank you guys, and you guys have a nice day. Bye now.